Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Eternal Racing Championship here. And we are at Pocono Raceway tonight for the finale of the round of 12 in ERC NASCAR. My name is Matthew Chase. I'm the voice of Friday nights here for ERC NASCAR. And let's take a look at our race info. Just a second, because apparently I forgot something here. All right, sorry about that. Let's go back to it. Race info here. Race number 17 of the season. Live from Pocono Raceway here, the Great American Getaway 200. It's going to be an 80-lap race here. 4 additional sets of tires, stages at the ends of lap 15 and 33. And, of course, this 2.5-mile tricky triangle. No turn 4, only 3 of them here at Pocono. 78-degree ambient temperature with only a couple of mile-an-hour winds with a little bit of clouds in the sky, but the track temp a blistering 125 degrees Fahrenheit. And right now, fastest driver out there is the 17 of Bryce Fontaine. 54.451 for the number 17 car. Second fastest so far tonight is Jose Mercado with a 54.480. Looks like he's getting some laps in there with Nolan McClurg. And third fastest so far, William Kern with a 54.495. Those three, the only drivers into the 54.4 bracket. As with the drafting help, I believe Nolan McClurg able to get down to the 54.4s as well, propelling himself up to the top spot now. 54.443 for the 6th car. Last week's winner is here tonight as Tyler Helsel, right now the 6th fastest on track. 54.741 for the number 5 car. See what he's able to do here tonight. He tries to collect some more playoff points, maybe win some stages, win the race tonight, get some more playoff points in the bank for the number 5 car going into the round of 8. And only 3 more races after this race tonight. 2 races in the round of 8 and then our championship race. Looking at the schedule. Of course, tonight's race at Pocono, 80 laps. Next week, we go to Las Vegas for 134. And then we go to Martinsville to conclude the round of 8. And then the championship 4 will be done at Homestead, Miami. But we are into the qualifying session here, so let's see what we can get on the board here tonight. Who's going to be qualifying on the pole position. Helsel's one of the first ones out on the track for his outlap. Not the farthest up track, though. That's going to be Fontaine and Kern kind of hovering around the same area of the track. Looks like they might be going through the short chute right now for the tunnel turn. I guess that's what it's called, the tunnel turn, not the short chute. We'll follow along with last week's winner, Tyler Helsel, as he gets ready to start his first lap. And we'll see how he attacks his qualifying session. Good start to the lap here. The straightaway to turn 2, the tunnel turn, is a longer straight than turn 3. Or to turn 3, rather. Running a little bit higher, taking a late arc down through turn 3 is Helsel. We'll pull up the tower now. As the first laps come in, Fontaine, Kern, both in the 54, 586 and 529. So those two, the only one in the 5 bracket right now, as William Kern leads the way. I didn't think he caught the wall, but he might have there. We'll see Fontaine's second lap. I guess Will may have got the wall, and Fontaine may have got the wall there. Uh, 54.76 on lap 2 there for Fontaine. First lap, hot lap for sure, feels like. Take a look at Tomlinson. Mason right now sits third in the 4. Oh, getting tight there out of turn 3. Down the straightaway, Mason. 54.68, not able to improve his time. And it looks like that might be everybody. Nolan McClurg is still out there. Not sure if it's extra practice or what it is. But we'll let you know when we get to the starting grid. So we're going to take a short break here. And when we come back, we'll have our starting grid for tonight's Great American Getaway 200 from the Virtual Pocono Raceway. We'll be right back. Alrighty, here we are back for the Great American Getaway 200 here from Pocono Raceway. I'm here with the pole sitter, William Kern. Will, the number 31 looks really nice on the pole here tonight in the red jacket Mustang. I'm not used to seeing you in a Mustang. That's weird.
Yeah, I switch up manufacturers every now and then. I do like the way the front end of the Mustang looks, but Toyota's my normal run. Decided to bring out a Ford tonight, just because I like the blue design I got on it. Yeah, don't like Pocono. I got lucky on the pole, to be honest with you. Watch out for Bryce tonight. He's a rocket ship, and I'm not going to hold him up. So, just kind of shooting for a podium, see if I can get some points, and go from there. It's a hot track, man. Tires are getting chewed up pretty quick.
Well, I mean, that's going to make for some good racing, I think. Well, hopefully anyway. You said you're looking for some points tonight. How do you feel about your chances for a top 3 and getting some good stage points tonight?
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna run where I run. I should be decently, as long as I finish, at least maybe top 8 or whatever. I shouldn't even have to worry about getting knocked out of the, you know, bracket here or anything for playoffs. But definitely looking for a top 3, a podium. I always like having those. But again, it's Pocono, man. I'm not good here. Tunnel turn's always my worst enemy, but we'll see what happens.
All right, well, good luck tonight, and hopefully we'll see that number 31 here on the podium tonight at the end.
Awesome, man. Thank you. Back with you, Bryce.
No, not yet. Hang on. There we go. All right, let's take a look at the starting grid for the race tonight, as it's William Kern and Bryce Fontaine on that front row. Okay, thought I'm making sure. Mason Tomlinson will be starting inside row number 2 with Chris Romano in the number 51 joining him there. Inside row number 3 has the 41 of Jose Mercado and Ryan McClurg in the 43. Row number 4, Tyler Helsel in the 5. Last week's winner starts 7th tonight. Nolan McClurg will join him there. Chris Walsh will be starting in the 9th spot inside row number 5 with Brandon Biddy in the 2, starting P10. Then Gregory Vadney in the 24 will be shotgun on the field here tonight. Take a quick peek at the race info one last time. 117-degree track temp now. It's gone down just a little bit. 78-degree ambient temperature. 80 laps with 4 additional tires. And then stages at laps 15 and 33 here for the Great American Getaway 200 from Pocono Raceway. The pace car off down pit road, and we're waiting on the green flag, and the green flag flies as we get ready to start the race here. William Kern with a great jump. Looks like Mason Tomlinson and Jose Mercado going to look to the inside of Will. Puts Bryce Fontaine on the outside. Will able to close the door a little bit there on Tomlinson. And now Fontaine around the outside, trying to make it work. And it looks like Kern will fall in line right behind the 17. A little bit of a tap there to the outside wall for Mason Tomlinson out of the tunnel turn. Cars will get very tight on exit of the corners, especially once they get heat into the tires. Well, lap number 1 going to go the way of Fontaine as he takes that lead, and everybody single file here. A couple of drivers a little bit offset. Looks like first of those is Tyler Helsel as he looks to the inside on Nolan McClurg. Ryan McClurg right in front of him as well. Helsel trying to work his way back to where he started in 7th, but right now in the 9th spot. And Chris Walsh is already up 5 spots from the start up to the 4th position as he's gotten by Jose Mercado and Chris Romano pretty recently. Helsel continuing to try to get by as he looks to the inside on the 6 of Nolan McClurg. The other one offset is Chris Walsh as he's got Mercado to the outside, and here goes Ryan McClurg. Got loose to the inside and very close 3-wide action there as Helsel and Nolan McClurg were able to get by quickly. And Helsel will get 2 spots on that as the 5 moves up to his original starting position of 7th place. William Kern actually side by side with the driver who's led most of the way so far, but the pole sitter challenging for the race lead, as is Mason Tomlinson right there as well. Turner gonna look to side draft on Tomlinson, who catches that apron. Tight out of the tunnel turn, not going to make contact, and looks like Will going to step into line right behind Mason Tomlinson in that 3rd spot. Oh, very tight there off of turn 3. Looks like Tomlinson and Kern may have both caught the wall there. Mason keeps peeking the nose to the inside, outside, anywhere he can to get that clean air on the nose of the 4. Little scrape out of the tunnel turn for Tomlinson. Mercado has gained on Kern as well, as the 41 is now within a second of the race lead. Fontaine running a higher line through turn 3 there. And the caution out now, as the 43 of Ryan McClurg is around on the front straightaway. Oh, and Vadnais gets into him. Looked like the 24 might have got loose off of turn 3 there. If we take a look at the 24. Yeah, it definitely got loose. Kind of the transition between the high side of the corner onto the straightaway. Maybe a little bit too much wheel input there as well. Trying to keep that car off the wall and just brought it down right into the right rear quarter panel of McClurg's number 43. And right up into the outside wall for Ryan McClurg. He's coming down pit road to get service done to that number 43 car. Few people coming down pit road there. Romano, Walsh, Biddy. So it should be a 4-lap sprint to the end of this first stage. As the driver should see the 1 to go here this time by. Tomlinson was doing a good job of hanging with the race leader, keeping him honest, and really, I mean, kind of putting the pressure on Fontaine as well. The draft, the great equalizer, but of course the clean air is king as well. So yeah, the lights off on the pace car, so next time by, we'll start lap 11. So it should be, excuse me, I said 4 to go, 5 to go. 5-lap stint to finish it off here in the first stage. Long pace laps here. 2-minute pace laps as the race slows to a crawl when it's under caution at the long tracks like this. And as we come through the third and final turn, pace car dives off. Fontaine's into the restart zone, and he's going to rip away on the inside. Great restart there from Mercado and Tomlinson. Teammates on that top lane. 5 to go in the first stage. And the top 3 will be single file. Top 4. First one out of line once again, Tyler Helsel, who sits in 6th right now. As he'll fall in line behind Nolan McClurg in that spot. Tomlinson is there to the inside on Fontaine. 17 will close the door, though, with a great run off the top side. William Kern will join him up there, now back up into the second spot as well, as Mason will go from 2nd to potentially 4th, as Mercado will look to the inside down here in turn 1. So far, the high side has been pretty good at protecting any kind of an advantage that you have. So that's one thing to watch as we continue through the race. People defending from the top. As Nolan McClurg's actually going to fall back to the 7th spot. And continuing to fall back now as Chris Romano catches up as well. And he'll go around the high side. Watch out for 2nd. The battle is on. William Kern will again defend from the top side on Mason Tomlinson. And 3 to go in the first stage. Tomlinson running a little bit higher line in turn 1. Trying to get that run down this long straightaway to the tunnel turn. And down in turn 3, Kern takes the inside. Fontaine takes the outside, trying to put the dirty air on the nose of the 4. Ooh, Kern, hard shot to the right side of the car out of turn 3. Got that dirty air on the front of the 31 and slammed the outside wall. Still great battling going on here. Will going to try to defend from the top again. And a good run down the backstretch. Tyler Helsel up to 5th. We highlighted him getting by Nolan McClurg. He's going to have Chris Romano right on his tail with 2 to go. And this time by the white flag for the stage as Tomlinson now hammering the outside wall there. Not sure the extent of the damage for Mason on that one. Here comes a run to the inside back here. Oh, and Nolan McClurg going to get Brandon Biddy as Biddy hammers the outside wall. The car keeps moving. The green flag stays out as it was a single car incident, but that 2 car is severely damaged. I'm going to guess that right side completely destroyed. very slow, and as they come around here, Fontaine still in the lead. William Kern sits in second. Off 3. It is going to be Bryce Fontaine taking stage 1. And the 2 of Biddy still slow. Yeah, that right front, the right front is completely locked up. Completely destroyed. That was a hard shot. We'll go back and take a look at it. Little bit of net coat it looked like, but a full 4-tire slide into turn 1, and that's the fastest part of the track too. Coming down here, the long straightaway into turn 1. Yeah, a little bit of net code, but looked like the 2 was coming down across the nose of the 6, and just a really hard shot there for Brandon Biddy. Nothing he could do at that point either. Biddy down on pit road. And everybody else should be coming down this time by. I'm gonna guess required damage there for the 2, based on the fact that right front was completely locked up. But down pit road comes everybody. Strategy call there for Romano as he'll get off pit road first. Helsel, Mercado, Kern, and Fontaine. And we will grab our stage 1 winner here, Bryce Fontaine, doing exactly what you needed to do here with a stage win. How you feeling after that first stage?
Yeah, felt pretty good. I would have liked to have not slipped through the box. It seems it always happens here. I even was trying to go conservative in the box and still kind of slipped through a little bit. But I know we got some strategy up there. It looks like Romano may have short pit in the first stage, and I don't know what his tires are going to look like. But yeah, feeling pretty good. I mean, clean air obviously is key. I felt like I did a pretty good job taking care of the tires, even with the pressure that I was getting. So just got to try to do that again, capitalize on the runs, and just try to keep the nose clean on this thing and be there when it matters. Had a couple no-shows tonight, which is unfortunate, but I think that kind of locks me in, I think, to the next round, which is a little bit of a stress relief, but still still all gas, no brakes here.
I know one of the drivers you were having your eye on was Brandon Biddy. He was involved in an incident going into turn 1, going to the after the white flag for the first stage. Looks like his car is total, and looks like that will pretty much secure it for you, I think. But good luck here as you guys are getting double filed up again, and hopefully we'll talk to you at the end.
Yeah, that's the goal. We'll see how this dirty air is for the first time tonight.
Good luck.
Thanks.
We'll see what Fontaine can do from the 3rd row as he is starting in the 5th spot. I know Romano was the fast one out. He did do a pit stop earlier on at the last caution there, trying to maybe short pit and play some strategy, get some track position. The clean air going to be very, very important here, especially through the corners. We saw what can happen as the drivers get into the dirty air, as we saw multiple people out of the tunnel turn, and especially out of turn 3, getting tight and hitting the wall. So let's see what these guys can do. About to start stage number 2 here as the pace car dives off. Romano has the control on the outside lane. That's a great jump for the 51. And 3 wide down the front straightaway. Oh, and Kern going to get tagged by the 41, the caution out. And the 31 around. Mercado also around on the out. That looks like the exit of turn 1. We saw the 3 wide as Fontaine took it to the inside. And looks like Mercado just up farther than Kern expected. Maybe didn't know fully the extent of the 3 wide. And it looks like he might have been barely 3 wide at the point of entry to the corner, so might have been expecting Mercado to go down farther. But, yeah, tag to the left rear quarter panel of the 31. And a pretty hard shot to the back bumper. Mercado couldn't really tell what happened there, so let's go. After making contact, gets on the brakes, gets loose a little bit in the 83 with a soft tap to the back bumper of the 41, and then a little bit of a hit to Vadnais, looks like, in the 24, but gets it rolling again. As drivers are just catching up to the pace car. I would guess, I say McClurg, Vadnais, and Mercado while coming down pit road here. The last 2 I knew were coming down. I thought the 3rd one would as well, as Vadnais I thought would come down pit road. This just keeps the heat cycle on those tires for Romano at the right spot. All right, we're back here. Romano and Helsel. Romano in control. He's got the outside lane rolling already. Helsel charging back on the inside with a good push from Fontaine. 10 to go here in the second stage. Helsel looking to the inside. He'll clear Romano out of turn 1, and now the crossover here from the 51. As Romano has the inside, Helsel side by side with him. A little bit loose there for Romano as he's going to fall back. That'll move Fontaine up to the second spot. Right up in front of Nolan McClurg goes Romano. McClurg looking to make a run around the top side here through the tunnel turn. As he's up to the third spot, Mason Tomlinson trying to follow him through. Little bump to the outside wall there for Chris Walsh. And Tyler Helsel with the fastest lap of the race there with a 54.25. Ryan McClurg, Jose Mercado, William Kern, all those guys pretty tight proximity here. Mason and Romano battling it out for 4th and 5th. Romano's got the top side here. He'll clear Mason. Oh, and a hard shot to the outside wall there, that time for Nolan McClurg. As the 6-car hammered the outside wall. Talked about how tight the car can get out of the tunnel turn and out of turn 3. And once again, out of the tunnel turn, you see Nolan McClurg hitting the wall. Ooh, a little bit farther up the track that time. I don't know if Romano was trying to get that high up there, but he doesn't get attacked. Looks like he's trying to go on the attack even, is Romano. Got Tomlinson right behind him too. Romano takes the top side. Tomlinson looks to the inside. And Romano with the momentum goes to the top. He'll get the dirty air on the nose of the 6 down here into turn 1. And Mason will clear McClurg up to 4th. Watch the battle for 3rd once again as Tomlinson and Romano get back to battling. Side draft from Tomlinson, and the 4 is trying to hold him there. Tight racing out of the tunnel turn. Again, side draft. And it looks like Mason should be able to clear here out of turn 3. Little bit loose, bobbles. Romano looked like he was going to take the crossover, but now Romano's looking to get back to the top, and he's kind of offset 3. Might have even got the wall there as Nolan McClurg will look to make the pass on the inside. The race leader Tyler Helsel comes around. He'll take the white flag of stage 2. Fontaine will roll the top, trying to go with the late apex move down turn 1. Into turn 3, Helsel, and the caution is actually out as it's Jose Mercado again, and that car is cooked. What happened to Jose? And that'll be the stage 2. Tyler Helsel getting stage 2 win. A little bit loose there in the middle of the tunnel turn, and then just never recovered in a hard shot to that inside wall for Mercado in the 41. Broke loose and just never got it back to it. Unfortunate there for Jose. And the night of the 41 is done and dusted after getting loose through the tunnel turn. Helsel will hold serve on the pit stop. William Kern up to third, Chris Romano in fourth, and Mason Tomlinson fifth. All right, pace car diving off pit road here. As we're back to the green flag, Tyler Helsel with a great jump on the inside lane. Fontaine will try to make it happen on the top side as William Kern will jump in line right behind his teammate. And Tomlinson able to make the pass for fourth. He's going to look to the inside on William Kern. Tomlinson will fall back in line behind William Kern. He'll look to the top side. Down in turn 3. Fastest lap of the race there for Fontaine with a 54.23. Now Chris Walsh with a fast lap of 54.19. Everybody trying to keep the draft down the straightaway. Making it look like there's a chicane in the middle of the backstretch. Halfway point of the race as well. Ryan McClure getting by Romano, and it looks like Romano is going to try to go for the crossover through the tunnel turn. Fontaine right on the back bumper of the 5. Trying to side draft down the front straightaway. Door to door down the backstretch. Again, side drafting. Fontaine able to hold him back. Loose off the tunnel. As Helsel will cross over to the inside. And the battling here is allowing William Kern to get back to him. And this time around the top side, I think Fontaine's got the advantage, but a great side draft from Helsel. These two battling very hard for the race lead. They'll be door to door off of turn 1. Neither of these two giving an inch. And finally Fontaine able to make it work off the tunnel turn. And the 17 will retake the race lead. Like I said, that allowed Tomlinson and Kern, as well as Chris Walsh, to gain time. Oh, the crossover from Tomlinson. From top to bottom. And now Helsel under attack from this third spot. Tomlinson continuing to be aggressive as the 4 looks to the inside. And he should be clear for second. Fontaine doing a good job of breaking up the draft. And Helsel starting to fall back to William Kern as well, as Kern in 4th. I don't know if that's just saving or what it is exactly. Tomlinson tight to the back bumper of Fountaine as they run down the backstretch. Little scrape to the outside wall there, out of the tunnel turn for Fountaine, it looked like. Well, that time Tomlinson might have caught the wall out of turn 3. And Helsel gaining rapidly on Tomlinson. And that time Will might have caught the outside wall out of the tunnel turn. Nolan hitting the wall out of the tunnel turn that time. Saw Ryan and Nolan McClurg were in close proximity. Figured we'd take a peek at that back here in the 6th and 7th positions. Back up front. Tomlinson still in striking distance on Fountaine. Either Helsel's in save mode, as is Kern, or the front two are starting to pull away. As here comes Helsel. Down pit road goes the 5. The McClurg is also going to join Helsel down there. I would expect to see the people at the front coming down sooner than later as well. here comes Fontaine and Tomlinson. Kern going to stay out. So he'll take over the race lead. Looks like Vadnais coming down this time as well. Romano does stay out. Let's see how the gap is for Fontaine to Helsel. Helsel's coming down this front straightaway right now. Fontaine just coming out of pit road, as is Tomlinson. And it looks like Fontaine going to be able to get out in front of Helsel. Tomlinson, he will be under attack from Helsel, looks like. Chris Walsh coming down pit road this time. Romano staying out, as is William Kern. And Kern's coming down pit road this time. That'll leave Romano to the lead if he stays out. If not, he'll be coming down. If he comes down, which, yep, he is, the net race lead would be for Fontaine. And the top three will get out in front of William Kern. So everybody pretty much exactly where they were. At least in the top four. So Chris Walsh is right behind the McClurgs. And Nolan is the first one on the list for him. Keep tabs on it as we continue. Not sure what happened to Walsh, but he's actually lost quite a bit of time to Nolan and Ryan McClurg. Maybe trying to save fuel. Oh, here comes Chris Walsh. Looks like there might be some damage on that right front. Oh, there's no maybe about it. Definitely some right front damage there. Oh, and that's actually the night for the 83 as well. He parks that thing. Kern is definitely saving. And 18 laps to go, now ticking down to 17. And Tomlinson has started to close back in on the race leader. As he gets that gap underneath the full second. As here comes Mason down pit road. He's going to go for an undercut here with 15 laps to go. Now the eyes shift to the race leader. As Fontaine is going to stay out here. Nolan and Ryan McClurg coming down pit road this time. Those two came down with Tyler Helsel. So if Helsel's not able to save enough fuel, that means he might have to come down as well. I think everybody's probably going to have to come down except for maybe William Kern. He's the one that stretched it the longest with Romano. But Romano's giving up a lot of time by going into save as much as he has been. The McClurg's come out just in front of the race leader. And Fontaine continuing to stay out here. He must feel confident about being able to make it to the end. So Fontaine and Helsel both on 15 and 16 lap stints right now. Kern and Romano are both on a couple of laps shorter runs. But 10 to go here from Pocono. I don't think that Fontaine can make it to the end. But I also don't think that Helsel will be able to make it to the end either. He continues to stay out, though. As, yeah, there goes Helsel down pit road now. William Kern's going to stay out. He'll go by him for second. Tomlinson and Romano will get by. As Helsel's coming off pit road right now. Here comes Fontaine. With 9 to go, coming to 8 to go. That'll leave the race lead in the hands of William Kern. As he's coming off turn 3 now. So looking at where Fontaine is, he's in turn 1 now. So he maintained that 2-ish second advantage over Tomlinson. We'll see if he's able to close the gap to William Kern. As Kern is in turn 1 now. Fontaine off of 3. We'll see the difference in the lap times here. Well, no, we won't actually, because it will be another full lap before we can see that. The gap, though, was over 18 seconds after Fontaine came out. So now he's picked up about 2 seconds that last lap. .22 the last lap here for William Kern. And you can see there behind Bryce Fontaine coming off of turn 3. A 54.23, a full 2-second advantage for Fontaine. And Will continuing to save fuel as well. He thinks he can make it to the end, so. And that time the advantage not going to be as good. .57 that time for William Kern. 54.49 for Fontaine. Only 5 to go here from Pocono. The difference that time just shy of 2 seconds with 4 to go. And Kern just crossed the line for 3 to go now. And a 54.40 that time, so 2.3 seconds picked up for Fontaine. Felt like Will coasted it a lot longer down there into the tunnel turn. Two more times around for William Kern. Man, oh man. I think if he doesn't run out of fuel, he's good to go. It was shy of 3 seconds lost the last time. Off of turn 3 this time. White flag in the air for William Kern. As long as he doesn't run out, he should be fine. That last lap was a 3-second gain for Fontaine, but he's not had a lap where he's gained 4 seconds. And I think from here, Kern should be able to make it work no matter what. As long as he's got a little bit of power to drive that car forward, he should be fine. And off of turn 3, William Kern saves enough fuel and gets it done at Pocono. Heck of a job by William Kern to fuel save his way to the race win here tonight in the number 31. Bryce Fontaine, 2.2 seconds short on the time to get back to him. Will finish in second. Mason Tomlinson finishing in the third position. Tyler Helsel in the number 5 ends up finishing in the 4th spot. Ryan McClurg in the 5th position. Gregory Vadnais in the 24 finishes 6th. Chris Romano 7th. Nolan McClurg in 8th. Chris Walsh 9th. Jose Mercado with a hard shot to the inside wall there 47 laps ago finishes in 10th. And then Brandon Biddy rounding out the field here tonight. First up, we will grab our third place finisher here tonight, and that is Mason Tomlinson in the number 4 car. Mason, felt like you had one of the faster cars here tonight and really were able to challenge Bryce and Tyler early on in the race, but finishing in the 3rd position, how you feeling?
I mean, their top 3 is good, but I'm kind of disappointed, really. I knew I was in a tight spot after missing last week, and who knows what would have happened if I either had to save fuel like Kern, which I didn't think was possible. I thought you'd have to go too slow to make it work. And I don't know if Bryce took 4 at the end, but I slid through my box about every pit stop. So if I didn't do that, I don't know what would have happened, but I definitely felt like I was one of, if not the fastest car out there. And not so much in like the tunnel turn or turn 3. That was kind of even until late in the run. But 1 and 2, I felt like I had a different line than everyone else, and it was working really well. But it's just, once your tires get 5 laps old, it's so hard to pass if you don't clear them right away.
Yeah, a lot of the passes that were being made seemed like you had to get it done before the top side was able to get any kind of momentum. How aggressive did you feel like you had to be when you were on the inside and battling with those guys?
Super aggressive. You got to stay even with him off the corner, and I was I think the 51, I might have doored him a little bit trying to side draft him, because if he gets by you, then you just going to take 2 laps to do it again. And I was starting to figure out where people were messing up, and a lot of it was in the tunnel turn, and I would just back out of the gas a little bit earlier and let him blow through the corner, and then I'd get in the gas early and make a run and then send it down into turn 3. But I don't know, man. It was a good race. It was fun. I had a lot of fun up front, but I felt like I just really wanted to win that race, especially after last week. I don't know what the points are like, but I know it was close.
Well, you got some good stage points though too, I believe, right, Mason? I mean,
yeah, I think 3rd and I think maybe 3rd in both.
Might have been, yeah. So I mean, honestly, 3rd place points for stage points is good, and a 3rd place finish. You're just the king of 3 tonight, apparently. But
I guess.
But yeah, I mean, going into the next race, we do go to Las Vegas. How do you feel about Las Vegas?
Good. I like Kansas better, but I tend to have better luck at Vegas because I don't wreck. I always get caught up in something at Kansas, and that's my hometown track. So I'm looking forward to it. Tire management's going to be key in clean air again. You got to be aggressive on the restarts and then try to stay out of the dirty air so you don't roast your right front. Otherwise, it's going to be hard to pass anybody.
Absolutely.
So, but it should be fun.
All right. Well, anybody you want to shout out, Mason, before we let you go?
You guys for putting on the broadcast, and all the guys that showed up tonight, and we had some good battles up front. I told Jose before the race, I said, I'm sending it 3 wide into turn 1. And he said, really? I was like, yep. And he pushed me all the way up there, and I ended up lifting because it was lap 1, but I knew I had to be aggressive tonight. And yeah, just everyone that puts all this on, and my son and my future wife. So for watching, and yeah, looking forward to it the rest of the season.
All right, Mason. Well, congrats on the 3rd place finish here tonight. Maybe not exactly what you wanted, but still a good finish overall. And we'll catch you next week.
Yep. Thank you.
And that was Mason Tomlinson in the 3rd position. Up next, we're going to grab started 2nd, got a stage win and ended up finishing in second with some fuel mileage there at the end. But Bryce Fontaine takes it home in second. How you feeling, Bryce?
I mean, I definitely would have liked to have gotten the win there. Missing last week, Tyler did a really good job of capitalizing on the maximum amount of points. So, would have loved to get the win because we kind of we kind of traded out tonight, right? I mean, no bonus points for either of us. He got a stage, I got a stage. So, like I said, would have liked to have been able to actually get that. But all in all, it was fun racing. I learned just enough following Tyler in that second stage to do what I needed to do there in that final one, and was able to get around him relatively quickly, all things considered. He was definitely mirror driving, which I don't blame him. I think he was a little aggressive as far as the weaving on the straightaways. If you don't do it super effectively, you can actually lose some time. Was able to just kind of capitalize on it in the dirty air. It was definitely not fun. But as soon as I got that quarter panel, I knew I was gonna drive like hell just to try to keep it, and was able to get that clean air. And I looked back at the relative and the final stage, and I saw Kern dropping very quickly, and I knew that wasn't due to a mistake. And ended up asking him because my bed was made. I was like, "Are you saving?" And he was like, "I don't know what you're talking about." And yeah, I figured it was going to be close. But he did it. He was able to get in and to get the win, and that's huge for him. But like I said, it was an absolute blast. Again, racing Tyler, me and him were racing each other. I mean, it was clean, but we were racing hard, and Mason kept me honest all night. So, again, sucks to didn't get the win, but second place, I guess, first loser. It is what it is.
Well, good stage points as well. First place stage points in stage 1, second place in stage 2. So, great stage points. I know that you were on the outside looking in going into the race, and we had talked about it before the broadcast. But with a good stage points day and a good result here tonight, you'll be securely locked into the round of 8. How you feel about Vegas next week?
Feeling pretty good. Vegas is another track where dirty air and tires are going to play a huge factor. But really quick, we do have, for anybody that is watching, I was able to go ahead and get everything updated. So the top 8 will be me, Tyler, Kern. It looks like Jack actually does make it. Mason, Romano, Jose, and Ryan McClurg. So congrats to everybody there. But yeah, Vegas should be fun. Not a lot of cars again, which kind of makes the strategy a little bit easier. But I'm sure we're all going to be fighting for the clean air just as hard as we were here tonight. So we'll see. I've had some success there, but at the end of the day, it's all about how you finish in this race. So hopefully it's up front, and we can go ahead and officially lock ourselves into the Final Four. Would be nice.
Yeah, absolutely. And I feel like you had the fastest car here. You, Helsel, and Tomlinson were kind of 1A, 1B, 1C pretty much throughout most of the race anyway. And then just the fuel strategy was the difference maker here tonight. Did you feel like you had the speed to catch Kern even though he was saving at that point?
No, I mean, I was looking at his lap times. He was pretty keen on me catching him, but I was looking at the lap times he was putting down, and he was anywhere between like a second and a half to like at most 2.5. And it wasn't enough. I knew it was going to be close, but I think he still had like 2 seconds on me when I finished. One more lap, I think for sure we get there. But that's neither here nor there. I mean, if it's anybody, I'm glad it was Kern. I was already up front, and I mean, he had some draft for a couple laps. I think that was definitely kind of the key factor to help him stretch it that extra lap or two. But yeah, I mean, I didn't have the patience tonight. I finally found a groove, and I kind of had my strategy set. I pretty much knew once Mason short pit that, barring of course what happened with Kern and the fuel saving, I would have had it. But on all, like I said, if it was anybody, I'm glad it was Kern. So congrats to him, and see what we can do next week.
All right, Bryce. Anybody want to shout out before we let you go?
Yeah, of course, got to give a huge shout out to you up there in the booth for coming on here and broadcasting every week, especially with the car counts decreasing. I'm sure sometimes it can definitely get a little redundant, but I appreciate you, of course, all the other admins for all their help all this season. All the drivers that are still here up to this point as well. If I could give everybody a cash reward for just being here at this point, I would. But unfortunately, it doesn't quite look that way. But it is what it is. Like I said, everybody's here, so that's all you can really ask for. But yeah, and then a huge shout out to all the guys over at Precision Speed Solutions. We've been really starting to work together here and putting out some good pieces on the open side. So looking forward to NIS. I know we got Daytona coming up. We've been already putting in some time in for that. So looking forward to that. Of course, pay RVAs on the car as well as the custom tile works that we got on here. I'm drawing a complete blank. I want to say it's JZM. I'm pretty sure it is. It is. Yep. Sick brain. And then of course a huge shout out to my wife and for my son. If it weren't for them, I still probably wouldn't do it. So yeah, huge shout out to them. So
Awesome, Bryce. Well, congrats on the second place finish and officially moving your way into the round of 8. We'll catch you next week.
yes, sir. I greatly appreciate it, man. Thanks.
And last but not least, we see him being pushed across the line with no fuel left in the tank. The number 31 of William Kern says he hates Pocono, but fuel saves his way to a win. How you feeling after the race win tonight, Will?
That's the only way I was going to get a win. Are you kidding me?
Hey, it doesn't matter how you get it. You got it. That's all that matters.
That's right, man. You know me. I love that fuel saving. I do everything I can with it. And I did it with a Mustang tonight, man. I didn't even do it with my Toyota.
I know you are officially the master of fuel saving. I've seen you do it in pretty much every car that we've raced on the surface here. Gen 6, you did it in another league. You've done it in the O'Reilly series. I got to get used to calling it that. Car.
Yeah, I'm still not going to call it that.
The B car. There we go. We'll just go with that. I've seen you do it in the next gen car. I mean, everything that you drive, you were able to make the fuel saving work. I mean, did you know you were going to be able to make it work once you got into the third stage?
No, no, I never planned that far ahead, man. So once I came out of the last pit stop I made there under caution, I just kind of looked at my numbers, see what I had, did quick numbers in my head and everything, and just kind of fuel saved from lap 1. I didn't save quite enough in the first little slit there. Came in, did our my last pit stop, and had to save even more the second run there. I actually was practically more off throttle than on throttle the last 5 laps. It was insane.
I noticed a couple of times where you were not even halfway down the straightaway and you were having to start coasting. So and then I'm watching the lap times between you and Bryce, and you were at most times only about 1.5 to 2 seconds different from a car with fresh tires and everything. And then all of a sudden, you get to the end. That was like the last 2 laps. I start to see 2.5 seconds, 3 seconds. I'm like, oh no, is he going to run out? It was just like that suspense of whether you were going to make it or not. That was the most exciting.
It was going to be close. Me and Bryce were in a chat together, and he was saying, "There's no way I'm going to catch you. There's no way. There's no way." I'm like, dude, I'm more off throttle than anything, man. It's going to be close. It's going to be really close. I actually thought he was going to catch me, but the last lap when I crossed the line, I had 0.8 left, so I had less than a lap left. So I had to be like very careful. And when I came around the last turn, I just said it doesn't matter at this point, and just kind of throttled down. If I was going to run out, at least I'd have a little bit of coasting to do down the front stretch.
Yeah, I figured all I said was once you got power down to go down the front straightaway, you were clear, because at that point it was still almost 3 seconds the gap. So, but yeah, congrats on the win, and now going into the round of 8, you have a chance to get yourself locked into the championship 4. First chance there is going to be at Las Vegas. How you feeling about Vegas?
I'm good at Vegas, and I'm really good at Martinsville too. Those were the 2 brackets. The 8 bracket was the one I wasn't too concerned about. I don't want to say it too loudly. I got to find some wood here. But it's a rough crowd, man. There's 8 of us that's busted our butts to get in these top 8, and now we're fighting for the top 4 only. And there's 2 races, so I got to watch my nose, keep it clean. I am good at Vegas, but so is almost everybody else. Martinsville is a touch and go for a lot of people, but I do like short tracks. I'm really thinking I'm going to be in the top 4, but again, I don't want to say it too loudly. Bryce is a shoe-in, I'm sure. Unless he misses another race, then it'll be close, but I'm pretty sure he's a shoe-in. Him and Helsel both have got a lot of wins under them, so they got them bonus points to back off on. Yeah, I mean, if I make it to the top 4, it's really going to be a hardcore run on that last at Homestead. So,
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I will leave it to you. Anybody you want to shout out here?
yeah, man, I appreciate you up in the booth. I always go back and watch the broadcast again. Yeah, appreciate you up there, man. Appreciate everybody that puts the league on and everything. And yeah, always the wife. Got to thank her. And you know, she's my little cheerleader. So, and then yeah, the Pride and Trust Painting and Red Jacket Orchards on the car. So yeah, look forward to next week. Vegas, like I said, it's gonna be fun, man. Do you know if it's a night race or a day race?
That'd be a Bryce question.
Okay, well, hopefully it's a night race, because if not, it's gonna be slick.
We like slick though. Slick's fun. Until it's not.
Yeah, I'll feel safe again, maybe.
All right. Well, congrats on the race win. We'll catch you next week.
All right, man. Thanks.
William Kern, the race winner here tonight from Pocono Raceway for the Great American Getaway. I always keep forgetting what it is, but that will do it here for Eternal Racing Championship and the ERC NASCAR as we conclude the round of 12 and move ourselves into the round of 8. 3 more races remain in the season here. Who's going to walk away as the champion with the pile of cash? Well, we got 3 more races to find out. Vegas, Martinsville, and Homestead, Miami to determine our champion. We will catch you next week, though, as we start the round of 8 at Las Vegas Motor Speedway.